Good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Rao. I hope you are having a good Saturday. We certainly are. We have been out and did a lot of things in this nice sunny weather for us. Um, so, I was writing something on spiritual intelligence this morning. I thought I would share with you guys, my friends. So, I always talk about several types of quotient. We all know about intelligent quotient, IQ. We know about emotional quotient. We know about body quotient too. But the fourth one is spiritual quotient. What the heck is that? That is what I wanted to bring in some thoughts related to that. Okay, so it actually touches a profound chord. See this question of what is spiritual quotient. Okay, it's a gentle spark that illuminate our life with deeper meaning and timeless wisdom, right? So, more like a spiritual intelligence is indeed the lighthouse guiding us through the fog of mere survival toward a life of purpose, peace, and presence, right? So, what is spiritual quotient exactly? See, intelligence is the capacity to access higher meanings, higher values, and transcended states of consciousness. While IQ, intelligence quotient, is about reasoning, and UQ, emotional intelligence, is about feeling and relating, SQ is about our being, the ability to live with depth, wisdom, and compassion. Recognizing oneself as more than just body and mind. This I say very much in my morning routine. I'll say we're not just the body and mind, they are our tools, but we are the inner being, right? So where you anchor is important. That's why I'm bringing this out. Okay. Some thinkers have given definitions, Dana Johar, who coined the term, describes SQ as the intelligence with which we access our deepest meanings, values, and purposes. Howard Gardner, so though he didn't officially include it in his multiple intelligences, hinted as existential intelligence, grappling with big questions like why we are here and who are we and all that. Okay, so how can you say a person is spiritually intelligent? What manifestations you want to see in a person's life? Okay, see, if a person is endowed with high spiritual intelligence, he will demonstrate number one is purpose driven living. He is living with a purpose. See, the people with high spiritual quotient, they align their actions with the deep meaning and righteousness, which is called dharma in Sanskrit. So not just ambition or ego desires. Okay. The second thing is usually they have inner peace among chaotic life. So they remain still in the storm, grounded and equanimous, responding but not reacting. The same old thing we talk about all the time. The third thing is they have these actions, but they are compassionate. See, SQ shows up in selfless service, in empathy, and choosing love over fear, right? And the fourth one is obviously the most important thing is the transcendence of ego. They operate from the witness consciousness, okay, not reactive identity. Usually people have reactive identity, right? Life is lived through them, not by them, okay. And fifth one is they integrate the paradoxes. They can hold complexities, joy in sorrow, action in stillness, solitude in togetherness, non dual awareness at play. That is the one that is usually seen. And number 6 is a smile of awareness. As we always talk about it, um, Chirpo Darshanam. That means the smile of sages who know everything is impermanent. So they smile at everything, right? So now we know an idea about what is spiritual quotient and what are the people who display that, what are the manifestations we see. Let's see how we can develop this SQ, spiritual quotient, in modern society. See, number one described in ancient times is called self-inquiry, vichara. What is it? Asking the question of who am I really? I'm not this body and the mind. I'm not this titles or roles or whatever I did. Who am I really? Okay. So Ramana Maharshi practiced a method called tracing your thoughts back to the I source. Whenever a thought comes, you say, who am I? Who has these thoughts? If you say the mind, but my mind is not you, then where the source is coming from is you. Okay, that is a self-inquiry. It's a greater than meditation, much more important than meditation, you know. But also you can develop stillness, meditative stillness. That's the second one. So create a daily areas of silence, periods of silence, sabbaths of silence, and then practice dhyana, not as a technique, but in abundance in the self. Okay, so that's a loaded thing, but basically remember it is a meditative stillness, awareness, you know. And the third thing you could do is these two are tough: self-inquiry and meditative stillness. But the third thing is value-based living. Prioritize truth, simplicity, love, ahimsa, that is non-violence, service. These outer actions that we do should be aligned with our inner compass of values. And then read and reflect on wisdom texts that we do. Okay, the Bhagavad Gita, or Tao Te Ching, or J. Krishnamurti, Aurobindo. So many things are there. Christian reflective works and all that. And then the fifth one is do service, do work unselfishly. Okay, and then sixth one is you can understand what is real yoga, and yoga is a lifestyle in whatever you do. And then if you come to some modern tools, ancient compass, you can use AI, technology, and productivity tools, not for speed, but for space, to carve time for stillness, reading, and walking meditations, things like that. And then a spiritual community who are really are having the values that you kind of are living your life. So spiritual intelligence is not taught, it is remembered. It is the intelligence of the soul whispering, you're already that. In a society hypnotized by the performance, SQ is the inner revolution, the return to being. So that is the spiritual uh, question that you are talking about. You know, whatever you do, you kind of understand and then live it. Okay, my kind of understanding of the ancient wisdom led me to uh, this is not a skill to be acquired, but a remembrance of what is always already present, our inner being, that spark of life. It's not about adding knowledge, but it is about dissolving the ignorance that clouds the radiant self is already within us. Okay, that tells you we're all one. divinity in all of them, and we have to manifest the divinity in our life. And we are basically one family. The world is one family, and then we are all united in our awareness. There is only one awareness. In that awareness, thoughts happen. So, if you can let your attention always be poised on that inner self, then that happens when you quiet your chattering mind, and that luminous self shines forth. It's not that it's lost somewhere, it is there, but you have to, you know. So it's like a sun that is always there, only when the clouds come, you reveal, but it's not there. Even in the nighttime, is there too. So that kind of eternal self is within us that will break through when you understand the layers of ignorance that you get it off. Okay, so in some tidbits I will give you. In spiritual quotient, that is knowing I'm not the body, mind, but I am that witness consciousness. When you live seeing the divine in a child's laugh, in in the silence between words, in the giving as whatever you do as service to others, not as a charity, but as kinship, and also resting, abiding in our awareness, not chasing the mirage of becoming. Okay, so what happens when you do this thing? You'll have inner peace, acting from stillness, not reaction. So morning awareness before thoughts arise, and you will be loving all beings, seeing one others as the self, and we are all in one self. So greeting strangers with the, you know, namaskara. That's what I do in India. I stuck with me, and then discerning the real, knowing what is real, what is temporary, choosing soul truth over social noise. Soul truth over social noise. So you can do daily self inquiry. See who is experiencing this, whatever that comes your way. And you have joy in simplicity. When you have the SQ in daily life, you have joy in simplicity. Gratitude for the breath. The moment you get up and you're breathing, you're grateful, you're alive. The sky and the body and everything that is around you. So you can pause in the evening and say, today, what did I witness deeply? Okay, not getting lost in the chatter of the thought, but in holding it and then seeing what is that. Okay, and finally, you will be part of the global family. You accept everybody is one family, and then you practice that. We are all one. Support causes are speak up with kindness, act local, think universal. That is the thing. Okay, so how you do it is you can silence yourself before speech. Begin the day in quiet self attention. You can use technology as a tool, but not a tyrant over you, but not be used by it. So you can seek seekers who are doing the same inquiry like you. It doesn't matter which religion they belong. So you can create circles. Okay, those circles where awareness is the glue, and then you can offer all the services, and you are really offering is the main thing, but not the outcomes. That means you are unselfishly working in daily mode. And finally, from doing to being, shift from the goals to grounded presence, from persona to presence. Okay, these are the pathways that you could do. Okay, so I will stop there because see, there's a book being written on this, so I have a lot of more things to say. I started, so I'll let you know when it is all done. So that is spiritual quotient. Very important in this time when the divisions, the political, the rich countries, poor countries, and global threat of the weather, and really lot of suffering going around all corners. This is a very important thing to nobody need to give to us. We just have to remember it. So anybody wants to say something, you can come up and tell me what do you think about this? How do you feel about it? How do you live it? That's more important, right? So if you can really look into it with a like a impartial, not from your egoic point of view, but from your witness consciousness point of view. Okay, then you are already spiritually intelligent and you're displaying that. Okay, so it's more like a how we deal with our daily speech, and do we speak right away or do we take a gap and consider and then speak? How do we deal with our technology? Do we use them as tools or we are under them? The phone, the big deal, right? Everybody, my daughter will kill me if I take the phone away from her. So we have become like that. But at least I'm getting to talk to them, and then they're kind of some time off from that. And obviously, I am with so many seekers like this. That's why I made friends of that. And then some of them are coming tonight at 9 o'clock to be with me. So I do frequent meetings of these seekers. You see, everybody is seeking, right? At various stages. So we will um, gather together and explore matters of life, matters of spirituality, and all that. Don't have to become any particular religion. Okay, you can take the lessons from the religion, but you can embrace everybody else. That's what I do. So, and then you do selfless work, and more than doing a lot, try to be in the being. Something about doing versus being. So, so anybody has anything to say? Where is Peter? Peter would come usually, but maybe he's. Does that make sense? The spiritual quotient? Have you have your own definition of it, your own experience of it, your own, uh, you know, your own take on it? So you can share that. It's not a question of giving value or not. It's a question of our own inner peace, our own inner joy, and all that is involved in this. Whether you are a good person, bad person, that's not how you go to judge, because you accept everybody, but let them be. But obviously, you will be good, right? That is the spirituality gives you that compassion, empathy, and love and consideration. There is this Patanjali Yoga Sutras. In that, he talks about four states of our mind, like four things, right? Maitri, which is having this friendly feeling towards everybody, and Karuna is kind of kindness to everybody, and Mudita, being happy about people who are having success in their life, are happy in their life, are just in the seeing them being happy, you are happy. That is the quality of really celebrating other people's wins, right? And even though you don't have the wins, you can be happy about that. And the fourth one is upeksha. That means somebody is cruel, somebody is mean, somebody came and saying things to you. You kind of learn to ignore them, not to accept their things. Okay. So lots of times from the hate, from the anger, from the uh, racist feelings, people may say things, but then you learn to ignore because you know who you are. Okay. So I look at the people with racism more like a pitiable. I kind of show kindness for their weakness, but I don't react to that because I know who I am and I don't need to be uh, put into some kind of image that they want to create. Okay, so I remember Jesse Jackson said I was in Chicago when he was contesting maybe senator or president, whatever it is, and somebody asked him, "How do you deal with racism?" He said, "By excellence. I focus on my excellence, and thereby I don't really, you know, take to my heed about other people's comments, other people's actions. I have the opportunity. I have the ability to do. I can count on my blessings and then make sure they are working. So other people cannot make me react with my ego and then go down. So that's probably what they want, really, to make you feel bad, to make you feel go down, to make you feel that you are not successful. So they're not acting friendly. They're not acting with love and sympathy, empathy. So ignore them. That is upeksha. Okay. So it's like kind of anchoring in the good things that you have, the plenty that you have already, rather than being put into some. Okay, so I just remembered Patanjali's four things that he talked about. Actually that's a big lecture, and Patanjali's take on the mind and the things that we cultivate and all that. Okay, so nobody has any impressions on the spiritual quotient. Okay, I'm here almost 23 minutes. Okay? Maybe I'll stay till 30 minutes and then I'll be going because I don't want to deliver a lecture like that. Yes, I want to see whether people are inspired, people are thinking on those lines and wants to really understand. Okay, most of the time people hear about only IQ. Okay, and they measure everybody with IQ, which is a mistake. Okay, everybody is a human being, so they may have higher IQ or lower IQ, but the IQ is the one which wins you a lot of friends. How you make them feel usually matters, right? Especially when they come to you with some trouble like that, then definitely you need emotional quotient. You know? But that's also not adequate because with emotional quotient only, you may be dragged down by your ego, by your comments, other people, by your own reactions and all that. There is a body intelligence that is the which is the body intelligence in every cell and every organ. Okay, and itself as a whole, as the intelligence says, this I take, this I cannot take. So it refuses to eat, right? It heals the wounds, it heals our body, it cleans up our body during the night. Those circadian rhythms, those are going on their own. That is all that body intelligence. So when you are aligned or tuned to that body intelligence, your health is very good. Mostly because you eat properly what your body needs, and you eat it only when it tells you that I need to eat, and you sleep when the body tells you it's time for me to rest and sleep. And when you are resting, it goes to work up your major organs, your body, mind, and liver and kidneys and all that. You can create a elephant against this body intelligence. That's when it moves to that elephant of habits. Like for example, you have been sleeping a lot, and then you are not get up. You are going to bed very late, and you cannot get up in the morning. That is the forcible habits you are giving to replace the natural intelligence of the body. They will tell you Okay, go to bed by 10, and then get up by 6, and then when you sleep, you will sleep really good. And then it will give you good energy because you are kind of detoxified while you're sleeping. And when you first smoke a cigarette, it will tell you, "Oh, this I don't like. I'm coughing and all that." But then you force it, you make it get used to that, and then later on, it does its own damage. Then you have problems, right? So that is also there. Body intelligence is very important. Body intelligence is we call it circadian rhythms in modern medicine, and allow people to develop, you know, in tune of that, right? Then you will be more healthy and energetic, flexible for longer time. You survive longer. That's the longevity, and you feel good is whatever works you are doing, and you maintain the vigor, vitality, strength, and flexibility for a long time, and thereby you can enjoy a lot of activities that you do. You can walk, you can hike, you can bicycle, you can do a lot of things. So pay attention to your body, listen to it, pay attention to what you say. So these are all IQ, EQ, and BQ. But on top of all is the spiritual quotient. After all, human beings that intelligence. Human beings can listen to that inner intelligence and cultivate it, and thereby you can be silent rather than just talking. You can use technology as tools and seek the association of people who have the highest SQ, and you can be working and doing without expecting anything, selfless work. And then don't do. Be yourself. Be your inner self. That is, then you are bringing out the diamond within you. And then plenty because you are coming from the abundance already within you. So remembering that abundance, that is the SQ. Okay. So I'm surprised nobody had a question or comment or anything. So another couple of minutes left. I will stay here for 30 minutes and then I'll leave. If there is a discussion, I don't mind staying for another half an hour or 1 hour. But if nobody's either you're not interested in this or idea about it and you don't want to explore it. Probably it's not going to get you anything quickly, right? So that's not the purpose. The purpose is to see people who are aligned with their inner self. They are happy, they are harmonious with their environment and with other people and the world. Kind of human beings to promote that kind of thing. I do these rooms like this. You can see my book very soon, and you can read about that. There are so many chapters are there in the book. I will do. There is a introduction. After that, uh, uh, just a definition. Then, what are the causes of spiritual quotient, and then how manifest in life, and then how do we cultivate in more life, and what are the daily practices to awaken this. And, the inner sun is never absent. That kind of thing. So I started the book with saying why this book now. This book is written. Um, See, whoever is tired of shallow living, professionals and physicians who deal with these things all the time, leaders and entrepreneurs, young seekers who are asking questions, elders at the end of life, aspirants. For people, I written the see the purpose of the book was more like not only eliminate spiritual question really is. Uh, it's not like a another theory. It's like a lived oneness, you know. And then offering kind of a path to the inner self, practical, gentle, and rooted in ancient wisdom. Okay, without and then to ancient wisdom and the modern life, because the modern full of mental illness, full of anxiety. That's why we want to present this as a means to overcome. Okay, and then actually it's serving like a companion book to whatever I'm talking about. Okay, and the subtitle is the forgotten intelligence that guides. So it's the spiritual intelligence and the forgotten intelligence that guides us home. Okay, so we have introduction, and I'm going to go after this is done. Then I'll go into the first chapter like that. 8 or 10 chapters are there, But as I begin to with it, more things will come up. Okay, more things I come to my mind, and then I go tangent to sometimes, but then I bring back to the main theme of the book. Okay, so thank you, and I'm disappointed, but nobody is coming up to talk about this, but that's okay. I just said what I need to say. It's 33 minutes, and I'll see you back again in uh, whenever I can. Okay.